Hi, and welcome to the latest edition of Driving Diversity. My name is Elaine Spector. So, crying on the job. Well, that's not a subject that's fun to talk about. And as an adult, I can say I'm not a big crier. I could probably count on one hand the times my children have watched me cry, good or bad, I don't know. But I have cried a couple of times on the job, and boy, was I embarrassed. The first time was during my first year as an associate. I was working on a response to an office action for a signature by one of the partners I was supporting. And we had worked on it all week. It was on his desk early afternoon. We had been through a few iterations and I had the final draft on his desk to sign. So my typical workday began at 7:45 a.m. and I left the office around 6:30 p.m. So the response had been on his desk for quite a few hours and it was approaching 7 o'clock. So he was signing the response. I assumed it was okay for me to leave. Yeah, big mistake. The next morning, my assistant approached me with a very worried look on her face. She had told me that the partner was fuming that I left without ensuring there were no more corrections. And there was an important correction to be made. I actually forgot the 1-month extension of time. So I tried to collect myself and prepare myself for the interaction that was to follow. I clearly made a mistake and I was prepared to own up for it. But nothing could have prepared me for what I faced that morning. So apparently a good night's sleep had not quelled his anger and I was berated for, I would say, at least 30 minutes straight. So I apologized profusely, took full responsibility for my mistake. However, the apology was not enough. The clincher was when he said he's worked so hard to build a practice that a mistake I made, like missing an extension of time, could have caused him to be subject to a malpractice action. So at that point, the tears just flowed. And they flowed and they flowed pretty much all day. How could I have made such a mistake? Well, the answer is pretty easy. I was a new attorney who was overseeing my work. This mistake was an opportunity to learn and not to be humiliated and embarrassed. So lesson for me is I don't ever want an associate to feel that way about a mistake. How about you? Have you ever been berated for making a mistake? I'd love to hear your comments.